stop number 4 if you like that. That's the fourth structure though, 1920. 3 previous St. Pauls were destroyed. 2 hurricanes and that great fire of 1886 I told you about destroyed 3 previous churches. So far, church for millions. Stop number 4 coming up here on the right is good for the oldest house museum, St. Paul Stained Glass, or Jimmy Buffett's original Margaritaville's a block ahead. They're opening up in 15 minutes if you want a cheeseburger in paradise. Across the street, he used to sing a lot at his new restaurant. I ran across the street, my dishwasher's apron covered with taco and burrito. Shook hands with Jimmy Buffett, and that was the first time I met him. Gringo's Cantina, long gone. But if you're looking for a cheeseburger in paradise, or if you want to change your attitude with your newfound latitude, this is where you do it, right here at Jimmy Buffett's original Margaritaville. Jimmy will open it up in about 10 minutes. Cheeseburgers in paradise. I've had Jimmy a bunch of times. I'll show you. Coming up on the left, the most beautiful Walgreens in the world. Used to be the Strand Theater, 1934. Why is it such a beautiful Walgreens? If you can see upstairs there, that's called Rococo architecture. Rococo architecture is out of Havana. The Strand Theater, 1930. It was still a theater in the 80s. A really cool theater, so I'm pretty sad it's gone. And there's the Green Parrot. Best live music on the island. If you're here tonight, this is where you want to be for live music. So like I said, 2,209 miles to Fort Kent, Maine, to the northern end of Highway 1, America's first highway. It's also known as the White Ridge. It's one of the original settlers. In fact, most of our streets. Okay, someone told me they were going to work. They put bacon in it. So Bloody Mary's at the Ram's Head. You got the Hemingway house a block up on the left. And the Key West Lighthouse, 88 steps to the top, is a block up on the right. So check out the Lighthouse, Hemingway's house, and Bloody Mary's. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Now be careful. Take 8 minutes right here until about 4:15 will be the 4:45 will be the last one going by here. Be careful, ma'am. Take your time. Now hold on. It was built in 1870 for Asa Tift. Asa Tift was a famous wrecking master here in Key West. See coming up on the left here, this big brick wall. Hemingway loved Key West. He also loved his privacy. Behind the wall, the Hemingway house. 1870 gave it to the Hemingways as a wedding gift. Guess how much Uncle Gus paid for it in 1931? $8,000. $8,000 for the Hemingway house. Ernest wrote a dozen of his famous novels while he lived right here. Ernest and Pauline. You can see past the bus. That's where the southernmost point is, so we'll be up there. See it there? We'll be up there in about an hour. 1825, that's where the lighthouse was. The Great Havana Hurricane in 1846 destroyed it, washed it out to sea, so they built a new one back here in 1847. When I turn left, if you're on this side of the trolley, look over your left shoulder. You'll see the postcard view of the lighthouse. It's really the only view. 88 steps to the top, and a bunch of people up there today. That's our 100 feet above sea level. And then on the left, shotgun houses. They call them shotgun because out on Smathers Beach, we actually had missiles on the island. That's what Kennedy was here for, inspecting those missiles. So a few presidential streets. I normally get caught at this light every time, and there's not a lot to point at here, so I'm going to talk about the weather. Downtown, up here, if we ever get through the lights, what do you know? Oldest Roman Catholic parish, St. Mary's Basilica, Star of the Sea. 1847 downtown, but everything behind this wall up here is 1905. You got the school, the convent, the church, and the basilica. It's coming. Largest private property in Key West, St. Mary's. One of the nuns, Sister Louise Gabrielle, after a major hurricane killed a lot of her parishioners, she built a prayer grotto to protect us against future hurricanes. I'll show it to you. It's up here behind this big grass field, stone grotto. It was 1922 that Sister Louise Gabrielle, after that hurricane, built this prayer grotto. One stone at a time, she built it. Here, right there. See that stone grotto? One stone at a time, Sister Louise said a prayer after every stone that Key West would not suffer the brunt of another major hurricane like the one that killed her parishioners. right here, starting right here, these next few, almost 200 years old. Now, they do refurbish them periodically, but by law, just like the Street Theater, you 100 years old. Now, it's called Baby Park. People say, why they call it Baby Park, Rob? There's no bag. Certainly no baby. This is where Key West ended, and this light that was the beginning. This light back is called Houseboat. That was charter boat. This is houseboat. It's an expensive place to live, Key West. Coming up right here, see that account right there? The only way in and out of here is by picture a sweet bridge. Sweet opening close. Then in 1938, after the rail was gone in 35, 1938 though, they took the bridge tenders home. I'll show it to you. They turned it into the Key West Yacht Club. Right here. In the car. Very tough back then, though. Big deal. We drink from garden hoses and some road bikes without helmets in. We don't go to hurricanes anymore. You can't go to one. The show is called the Conch. This is a conch show. If you're born in Key West, you're known as a conch. I'm also a conch. Even though I was born in South Miami, I grew up from day one in 6 weeks. You're not a real conch. I'm the only real conch in the family. Guess where the real conch lives? Jimmy bought that. I told you to show you one of his houses. That yellow mustard colored house on the corner was Jimmy's for a while. They call that the Gold Coast because it's so expensive to live on the canal of Key West.
is the largest masonry structure in the Western Hemisphere. It is where Dr. Samuel Budd was. A few years ago, the headline said that they had approved money. We were going to build a tunnel from Key West to Cuba, and it was going to be called the Tuba. People read it and believe it. It's true. They also had a thing that someone invented a way. Flagler took his wealth and began building resorts like the one. Oh, there's an iguana right there on the roof. He began building resorts like this one. The first one was St. Augustine, Florida. Then he builds them from St. Augustine to Miami, and he built what's known as the Florida East Coast Railway. In 1896, Mr. Flagler is not only wealthy beyond our imaginations, he's well connected. I'm going to wrap that story up for you in a moment. Stop. Mr. Flagler invested nearly $50 million in his own personal wealth, which is a staggering sum of money in today's dollars. Including Americans every day off. One of them was called the CCC, the other was called the WPA. And under the WPA, they decided Key West would be a great place for tourism. They marched the first journey down the overseas highway to Key West, announcing the U.S. Navy would open a submarine base here. Trump stopped 11, ladies and gentlemen, a block and a half in front of them. Now, people often wonder how the judge had enough money to build this house. Well, he happened to be married to one of William Curry's daughters. So he got $10,000 like the other Curry children. They built this house. In 1942, a writer named Thelma Strable wants to buy this house. She wants to own the southernmost house. But they told her they weren't selling it. So Thelma, wanting to own the southernmost house, don't give up that easy. She buys the property down here on the corner and she builds her house. And the left wing of this house was built 18 inches further south than the southernmost house. Thelma tried to sue him to get the name, but it was dismissed. So she decides to put in the plaque next to the gate to name her home the southernmost house. I'm amazed every day when I come by the southernmost point to see the pure joy on the faces of people waiting in this line. And if they had any idea that the actual southernmost point was 3 blocks from there, they would be pissed. I'm teasing. They and you right now, guys, all of you, are in fact closer to Cuba than you are to the mainland. We're 126 miles to the mainland, only about 90 miles to Cuba, 157 miles to Miami. You have arrived at the southernmost point of the continental United States. Now here's something you may have never considered, but it is factually true, guys. You are right now closer to a foreign country than you are to a Walmart. 10 miles north of us, Boca Chica, the Naval Air Station. Harder. The United States Navy trains a lot of fighter pilots down here. Any damage or loss of life. One of the very first Key West weather stations is over on your right, hanging from the tree. See the coconut? Yeah, that's a Key West weather station. Worked for it. He also opened the very first trolley system in Key West. Didn't work out so well. The southern end of the island, guys, this is the upper end of Duval Street. This is the 1300 block. This is the quiet end. The other end is where you're going to hear live music practically all day and all night. Down here, you're going to find art galleries, clothing boutiques, and fine restaurants. In the 1800s, a lot of Cubans had migrated here because of political unrest in Cuba. For a while, they referred to Key West as Little Havana. One of those men was a man named Jose Marti, who really wanted to encourage his fellow countrymen that the time had come for them to stand up to Spain and fight for their independence. He gave many speeches. One of the final speeches he ever gave prior to the Spanish-American War, he gave it from this balcony above the entrance to Monte Here I can't believe it. I used to live in Maryland. I would go to Maple Grove, Pennsylvania to the Jackson. Very cool stuff. I read in the paper that they They got their wigs, makeup, dresses, and heels that most people couldn't walk in. The next thing I hear, they line up on the Wall Street, the firing was starting done, and that was my first introduction to a Key West drag race. It's one of the funniest.